Well, hello, and welcome back to day 5 of the 5 days of you. We've had a full week, haven't we? First, we started out with uh, figuring out your who, defining your who. What is my who? And then we talked about your passions, and then we talked about your life purpose. And then yesterday, of course, we went over your mission. And your goals and tying all this stuff together, and promised you today on Friday that on day 5 here we would talk about staying on track because you've done a lot of work and we want to make sure that that work keeps rolling. So we're going to go over the 9 tips to achieve anything you desire. And of course, I'm Don Hastings here with A2B4me.com. Well, let's get rolling. Success might seem like a combination of good fortune and good genetics, and they don't hurt, but that's not true. You can be just as successful as anyone else. Success is no different than any other skill. We talked about this the other day. You just need to duplicate the actions and the mindsets of successful people, and you will create success yourself. And we talked about that. And that's what we do here at A to B for Me, is we believe that all you need to do is duplicate the action to mindsets of those successful people, and you'll be able to create success for yourself. Now, I've got a picture of fortune cookie in here, and I got a little message in one the other day, and it said, listen to life, and you will hear the voice of life crying, be. Yeah, I tell you, it's amazing some of the things you can find in some of the oddest places. But out of a fortune cookie, I found this great quote, and that's what we want to happen. We want you to listen to life, and we want you to hear that little voice of life crying, "Be," because we want you to be the very best that you can be. Now, a few tips might be all that's required to make that leap from mediocrity to superstar status. The differences between great success and average results are real, but they're smaller than you might think. So, here are 9 ways to achieve anything you want in life. The first one we went over yesterday, you want to have a crystal clear goal. We talked about what's your mission. We talked about the SMART goals. So having a goal requires making a decision and a commitment. And that's been a real part of this week's program, is being sure that you can make that decision and know what that decision is. And once you've done that, make the commitment. Again, all the planning and all the visions and all the affirmations in the world aren't going to do you any good if you don't take action. So you've got to have that commitment to take action. And a clear goal increases your odds of success dramatically. Number 2, get the help that you require. Now, you don't have to do it alone. And that's what we stress here at A to B for Me, because there's just no need to go it alone. It's your responsibility, but that doesn't mean you must take on the world alone. Your personal success, that is you. You have to take ownership of that. But it doesn't mean that you have to just take on the world alone. So get the help you need. You might need a mentor or a helping hand from time to time. And that's what we want to be for you as well at A to B for Me. We've got the network out there, which is a group of folks that have common goals and common dreams and have been there and done that. And some folks need help here and some folks need help there. And so we're here to help each other. And we meet on Wednesdays, and we have a little accountability. We have a little training on Wednesdays, but the network is something that just might work for you. We'll talk about that a little bit later. And then our foundational series, Deep Dive to Destiny, is really the next progressive step for you after the 5 days of you. It's a 60-day program. It goes through the compound effect, the miracle morning, and atomic habits. So we can go in and go more deep into what we talked about this week of assessing your core values, assessing your goals. The miracle morning is going to help you, structure your day a little bit differently, get started the right way. And then Atomic Habits with James Clear is just an incredible book on changing and altering and getting rid of habits so that you can go forward. And he also has a very interesting slant on goals and goal setting. So Very, very, very good program. 60 days, you get a new program popped out every 3 days. So you can get on it really, really quick. It's really an 18-week program, but we condensed it down, all three uh, deep dives into just 60 days for you. So you can get on it, get it rolling for yourself. All right. Well, and one thing we talk about there incessantly is eliminating limiting beliefs, because the greatest limitations you will ever face will be those you place on yourself. And that's a quote from Dennis Waitley. And I know in Deep Dive, I talk about Dennis Waitley a lot. And on our website, we've got uh, Someday I'll, which is a poem by Dennis that's really good. But I was in a focus group at a very, very young age, my wife and I, with Dennis Waitley. And incredible, incredible stuff that he has put out. So really good stuff. But anyway, your goals and excitement propel you forward. Your limiting to beliefs are like the wind in your face. They're constantly got that pressure just pushing you back, right? And they'll stop you dead in your tracks if you allow them to. So you need to avoid underestimating the power of negative beliefs to hold you back. And so we really want to go through that in the program for you, and just be sure that you, because sometimes you can be your own worst enemy. In the program, I talk about Einstein and Frankenstein, the two parts of the brain. You get Einstein has all these great ideas and going to do all these wonderful things. And then you got Frankenstein on the other side of the brain that's just saying, no, we tried that before. We've been in that road. That won't work. You can't do it. You can't do it. You can't do it. And the goal of the program is to get Einstein to make Frankenstein hush up. Put Frankenstein in the thinking chair and let's get on down the road with our dreams and our goals and what we can do, and get rid of those limiting beliefs. So a little bit of imagery there for you, but again, limiting beliefs is a huge part of success and moving forward and staying on track. Let's also talk about visualize your success. We talked about that. You talked about vision boards and passion boards, and it's common to focus on the drudgery that lies ahead. A lot of folks, oh my God, if you sit back and think, yeah, all excited, right? Until the ether wears off. I'm going to do this, and I'm going to do that, and I'm going to do this, and I'm going to do that. And you're all excited and tell everybody about that. And over the weekend, then Monday and Tuesday, you get to thinking about it, and you go, oh God, that's a lot of work. I don't know if I can do that, right? And that makes it hard to keep your enthusiasm high, because you're so worried about what's lying ahead. But visualizing your success each day, you'll maintain your enthusiasm and increase the odds of success. And success is out there. You just need to go get it. And one of the ways you can really stay on track is I talked about the Phoenix Journal. And whatever journal you're using is great. If you got one, use that. I went through a bunch of before I found the Phoenix Journal, and I don't own it, and I make a little piece off of it if you go through my Amazon side. But I just love the journal. It changed my life, and I think it will change yours. So reach out there at the A to B for Me store. Go to a2bfor.com and get the store, and go in there and click the link and just take a look at it and see. But it's just incredible, all the stuff that's in there for you that will logically help you to visualize your success each day and to make it easier to keep this plan going. And everything we talk about in the program really is made a lot easier by having a good journal to keep it rolling for yourself. So you want to visualize that success and keep it top of mind. First thing every morning, get in there. I mean, my first hour every day, that's all I'm doing. I'm going in there, I'm doing my devotional, I'm coming back, and I'm going through my goals every single day, going through my visions every single day before I go upstairs and start my first workout. So that's what you just have to do. You have to keep it top of mind, and keep your attitude and keep your mind rolling on what you want. So that's what you got to do. Second thing you got to do, you got to starve your distractions and feed your focus. You've got to eliminate distractions, because I've got it on my board here from ever. Distractions inhibit process. I had a company that I used to have called Spybism, and that was our logo. But eliminate distractions. You got to starve those distractions, but you got to feed that focus, but distractions, they can take many forms. It might be a noisy neighbor. It might be a messy house, the television, the internet, whatever it is. You got to get rid of them. I mean, if if your office or your house is messy, clean the doggone thing up so you can get on with life, right? And keep it clean. Noisy neighbor, I don't go chat. Well, I don't know what it is, but or find a place that's quiet somewhere. On the internet, you can take care of. Just get off of it. Yeah, I mean, set you some time that you're not going to be on it, not going to be distracted. You need to have every day have your MVP, your most valuable project, and you want to be sure that you get that thing going and get it done. So without distractions, and find a place that's free as distractions as possible. Right? It might have to get you a little office room. You might have to just find you a place on the other side of the house and tell everybody, stay away, leave me alone. Uh, one of the things that I do sometimes, one of the best purchases I got was my wife bought me some of these Bose noise canceling headphones. Pop those babies on, right? I mean, I don't hear anything when I'm doing my meditations and doing my prayers. I pop those things on. I mean, everything goes away. You get to hear yourself breathing, but that's fine. But maybe that's what you need. But figure it out. You got to figure out a way. And but I tell you, the internet is a huge thing. You just got to you got to get a rein on social media. You've got to get a rein on all these distractions out there, and feed that focus on what your most valuable project is for every day, so you can move forward with your life. And push through failure. We talked about this the other day. Great quote by Thomas Edison: "I have not failed. I just found 10,000 things that do not work." I mean, achieving anything significant will involve at least a couple of setbacks. And you might get a couple of setbacks every week. I mean, if you're not failing, you're not growing, and if you're not growing, you're not going to succeed. Your first plan might be misguided. I mean, when you put plans together, you think they're great, and you get out and say, "Well, I don't know what I was thinking. I need to do this," right? And your second attempt might involve a little bad luck. So you kind of get it going, and all of a sudden, oh my goodness, what's this COVID thing? Never heard of that before, right? We had that in 2020. So I mean, you might have, that's one of the things that happened to us. We were really cranked up and fired out doing a lot of good things in 2020, and then COVID showed up. But expect that you'll face a struggle or two, and that's a big key. Is that you have to expect it. Now, Todd, just tell you, don't want doom and gloom over your head. Don't want some big old cloud up there, raining on you, saying, "Oh, things are going to go bad," blah blah blah. You don't want that every day, but you want to be ready for it and prepared for it, because it's going to happen, and you'll enjoy your eventual success that much more if you go through the struggle. I mean, if it's not a struggle, doggone it. I mean, where's the champion spirit in that, right? You didn't champion anything if you didn't have any struggles. And is it really going to be worth anything? Uh, your success can be worth anything if you didn't have any struggles, right? I mean, I used to tell about that. It was easy. Your grandma would be doing it, right? It's but push through failure. Just go through that wall. Like I said, if there's a fence in your way, either climb it or knock the doggone thing down, right? Just get on through it, and let's keep rolling and keep your success going. Number 7, be consistent and persistent. I mean, this is, I mean, I've talked about this in my scouting life about the fact that there are 12 scout laws, and the 13th I always believe would be persistence. You just have to be persistent. If you just keep going, it's going to happen. It's like a drop of water. Drop of water can change rock formations. Just a drop of water, just consistently, boom, boom, boom. So you can do anything if you're consistent and persistent. And we go through this a lot in our foundational deep dive with Atomic Habits, Miracle Morning, and especially the compound effect. That's what the compound effect's all about being consistent, just getting out there, just doing the thing, just like the compounding of money. But spend time each day on your objective. Just hack away at it. I mean, just go for it, because consistency is the key to progress. Avoid putting forth too much effort for a short period of time and then taking too much time off. Now, you don't have to work extremely hard if you're consistent. Okay. Now, if you're reading Grant Cardone's 10x method, then then you're going to say, well, that this is bunk. You know, he says go full out and go after it. Well, that's one way to look at it. And I love Grant, and I love the book. It's a great book, and it's a good theory. But maybe you're not ready for 10x. I mean, if you're at 0x, to go from 0x to 10x is a lot to ask. And now we're making that fence huge in front of you. So maybe we go from 0x to 2x. Let's give that a shot for a while, right? And then we can go from 2x to 4x, and then we can go up to 6x and 8x. And then when you get really rolling, you can hit that 10x, right? And you can really make some progress. But for right now, let's just talk about spending time each day on your objective. And let's just stay consistent and persistent, and don't kill you. Don't wear yourself out. Right now, let's just keep going and keep it going, and keep it going and keep it going. And we look back, because like I said, you make 10 calls a day. That's 50 calls a week. All right. That's a lot of calls. If you see, 5 clients a day, that's 25 clients a week. Now, maybe next week you jump it up to 6. And now you went from 25 to 30, and then 7, you might from 30 to 35. So let's take it in increments, and we'll see some success. But the main thing is that you'll stay in the game. The worst thing we can do is to beat you up so hard that you're on the injury list and you can't play, right? So we want to mentally and physically make sure you can play the game. So let's just keep it rolling consistently. The biggest thing, got to enjoy it. And again, if you're out there beating the hell out of yourself, you're not going to enjoy the process. So let's start at 0. Let's go to 2x, and let's get it forward. Because in all living, have much fun and laughter. Life is to be enjoyed, not just endured. A great quote by Gordon Hinckley. You've got to enjoy it. If you don't enjoy it, what is the purpose of doing it, right? Big goals can take a lot of time and effort to achieve. And if you're not enjoying the process, you're not making the most of your life. And that's, doggone, folks. Everybody says, oh, yeah, well, if I just put in, I can have all this stuff later. Yeah, but you can. And that's the theory. And if some people want to do it that way. But what are you missing out now? Right? You're missing a lot of things now. So you can have both. You can have both. You can have all areas of your life at one time. And you can work on that, maybe this a little bit harder, or this a little bit harder, and slack off on these, and then pick these up and pick them. But don't just get rid of all the rest of them, because you got to enjoy the process. If you can't enjoy the process of achieving your goal, you probably got the wrong goal. My goodness gracious, you don't want to come back and clean up all the messes. A lot of folks, we got one of the highest divorce rates, ever. and some of that is the fact that you got out there and you just ignored everything else except work. Maybe some of them you ignored everything, you ignored work and didn't do anything else, so you got the divorce. So keep your life balanced, and be happy, and that happiness will come through. And again, that law of attraction we talk about in the success principles will come back to you. It'll bring it back to you. And every day, you just need to, in your prayers and your meditations, you just need to ask for the law of attraction to take effect, and ask for abundance in your life. You got to reach out for it. There's nothing wrong. A lot of people, a problem in their life is they don't ask, and that's been one of my problems. It's not asking. Ask, doggone it. Ask for that abundance to come in your life. Ask for that success to be attracted into you, and put those people in your life and make it happen for yourself. All right, let's look at 9. Pay attention to the quality of your processes. C.S. Lewis, again, one of my favorite authors. It's not the load that breaks you down, it's the way you carry it. You got a lot of things that you've got to do, but if the process is wrong, you're going to wear yourself out getting it done. Let's just look at, for instance, imagine your goal is to lose 25 pounds. it's easy to become too obsessed with the number on the scale. So if you're sitting here going, oh my God, my goal, I got to lose 25 pounds. Well, maybe you don't really need to lose 25 pounds. Maybe you just need to redistribute this stuff, right? You need to turn that fat into muscle. So instead of focusing, just follow your diet, follow the exercise plan, pay attention to how your clothes are fitting and this, that, and the other. Because if you're sitting there and your measurement is simply this scale saying, "Oh, well, I'm not losing weight, so this isn't working." No, in fitness, we talk about fitness a lot because a lot of folks that's some of their initial goals. But it's easy to come to success if you're just worried about that number on the scale. So you want to be sure that you're focusing on the right measurements and the right results. So assuming your plan is a good one, your compliance is all that really matters. Your compliance drives your results. So if you got a good plan and you just do it consistently and keep it rolling and stay on it and have some discipline, I know that's an ugly word, but you got to have discipline. Your plans will work out, and you probably want to maybe hop in at some point the deep dive for 12-week year and get involved in a 12-week year, because it goes right along with the Phoenix planner, because it's gonna let you know if you really have a good plan or not. After 12 weeks, you'll know if the plan's really any good or not. If you see absolutely zero results in 12 weeks, you might want to reassess the plan. So, but if you sit out here and have 12-month goals and that's all you had, you're gonna be 12 months out before you realize you got a bad plan. So let's take those goal sets back to maybe a 12-week year and work every 12 weeks, and let's see. Uh, it's a lot easier to steer that, change the course of the ship there, if we know early. But assuming your plan's a good one, your compliance is all that matters. Your compliance is going to drive your results. Now, back to the quote. You can't go back and change the beginning, but you can start where you are and change the ending, right? So you can be as successful as you want to be. Anything you desire is at your fingertips, but you must be willing to change your approach. If it hasn't been working for you, just don't keep don't keep hitting the wall. Don't keep banging your head, right? You can be as successful as you want to, but you just may have to change this approach, and don't worry about what hasn't happened. Don't worry about what's in the rearview mirror. It's gone. It's done. That day is over. But start today and let's change your ending, because I'm telling you, you got this. You don't need to rely on luck or an idyllic past for success. In other words, you already have everything you need. Just enhance your approach to achievement, and the rewards are sure to follow. So hang in there. We want to help you. A couple of things we got for you. We talked about in the middle here, this free download of Happy New You. It's a brand new year. So, again, whether it's January 1 or whether it's August 1, the day you decide it's a brand new year is the day it's a brand new year. So Happy New Year. It's going to go over evaluating your life, the process of change, and developing a 12-month plan. We got that free download for you. We're going to put the link in our social media channels, or just reach out to me and we'll get that to you. But it's a 27-page book, and it's really got some incredible stuff in it to get you rolling. Also, like I said, you got to take a look at Deep Dive to Destiny. Hop up on a2bforme.com and check that out. We've got that program out there for you. On January 6th, 2021, we're going to debut Overcoming Obstacles. That's a new series we've got for the folks that are in the network. We're going to be starting that every Wednesday, starting January 6th, and we'll have those recordings available for folks who join the network after that date. But we're starting Overcoming Obstacles, a 20-week series that will really, really help you get over these things that are continually coming up on your road to success. So at A to B for me, we are here for you. Just want you to know that. And I wanted to talk to you just a little bit about us before we get out of here on Friday on day 5. And I want to talk to you about the top 6. So, what makes A to B for me coaching different than most other self-development coaching programs? Let's go over the top 6 real quick. I don't want to beat this all up too much, but I just want to talk to you a little bit of the differences. And the difference number 1 is a lot of money versus a little money. And the bottom line is, by investing a modest amount of money in self-development coaching with A to B for me, you're still going to have all that extra money left over to invest in the future. I've always been amazed by the programs that require that you spend a ton of money, and then wonder why you don't have money to invest in the things they're telling you to invest in, right? Well, I don't have any money to invest because I gave it all to you. So in our program, we want you to have that money left over because so you can go out and invest in your future. There are things you're going to need, there are tools you're going to need, there's investments you're going to want to put in, and doggone, just have to live. So the bottom line is, by investing a little bit of money in self-development coaching with A to B for me, you're still going to have that money left over for yourself. The difference number two is you can pay a lot of money for X number of weeks of a program. I've done it. Maybe you've done it. I mean, we're talking thousands of dollars that you might put in for a program versus here at A to B. It's very modest. We'll talk about a little bit of modest amount of money. You're going to get 24/7, 365 of programs, tools, and resources that we're constantly adding to. I mean, every week in the network, you can go in there and pop in tools and resources and see all these different things, all of our ebooks, all of our articles, all of our deep dives that we continually bring out. They're all there for you. You don't. It's not a one and done thing here at A to B for me. Difference number three: a lot of money for that one-time motivation. You know, a lot of times we've talked about. I know this year, you know, the days of big seminars is done. I was reading a little bit from Tony Robbins this morning, and how it really affected him, because that was his big deal, right? Going out and seeing people live, but what happens in those programs is you come back with this one big shot of motivation, and then what happens is that big mo leaves pretty quick when you're not in that crowd, when you're not constantly being bombarded with it. Well, here, it's not a ton of money, but you get continuous motivation because we've got the weekly masterminds in the network and the online community and those types of things and support groups. So we can continually keep that motivation going here at a2bforme.com. Difference number three: a lot of money. And sometimes you end up with no or very costly additional one-on-one coaching. Versus at A to B for me, you can get some one-on-one coaching on request. You just schedule a strategy call. Now, the caveat is this isn't every day. I mean, if you need extensive coaching, we can put together a 6-week program for you and get you the pricing on that. But our one-on-one coaching on request, it's about a 15-minute strategy call. They're very, very scheduled out and defined. We're going to send you a list of questions for the first one that you need to respond back to, so we know where you're at there. And from there, you need to send us what your issues are, so that we have time to research those for you and be ready, so we can make a very, very efficient call and save your time and our time. So we have those for you when you need those. Difference number 5: you spend a ton of money. It's a one-size-fits-all perspective. In other words, it's discipleship. You either believe in you're a disciple of Grant, you're a disciple of Tony, you're a disciple of Dave or Jim or Bill or whoever it is, right? It's their perspective. With A to B for me, we believe that there are many perspectives. And so we want to work with multiple thought leaders. We don't know what's going to hit you right. And so we want to be sure that we spread it out and we give all the different ideas out there for you, all the different books we want to go through and the deep dives we want to go through, because different perspectives really can hit you at different times in your life as well. So as you grow and your success, all of a sudden you're looking back and go, wow, I never really looked at it that way. So things change, and it could be the same doggone book that you read 10 years ago. And all of a sudden you're saying, wow, that's an awesome idea. Well, okay, you read the book 10 years ago, but it just didn't sink because you didn't need it at that time. Plus we have custom A to B for me strategy development, where we sit down in those strategy calls and we find out where you're at, what's happening right now, and what do you need? Because again, what's happening right now is where you're at, not what you did 10 years ago. So we want to be sure that you get those calls as well. Difference number 6: spend a ton of money just to be told just to read the book or watch the video, right? I got my video series, so this is great. Just get this book, get this workbook, and boom, 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 here you go. Versus With A to B for me, we've got the deep dive series. You just read, learn, and implement through all the deep dives and the action steps. Again, the foundational series that we have is Darren Hardy's Compound Effect. We've got the Miracle Morning by Hal Elrod, and we've got Atomic Habits by James Clear. And with those, we go through them every single chapter with you. You read it, then we go through it in a deep dive in a format very similar to this, and then we give you action sticks so you can implement it. So you implement it. So you want to read it, and then you want to learn it, and then you want to implement it. So that's what we do here at A to B for me through our deep dives and through our seminar series. So it's a little big difference there. But A to B for me, the secret sauce is really the A to B for me community, the network. It's a great group, a great program, and plus the fact that in the network you have the availability of all of our content all the time. All of our deep dives, all of our articles, all of our ebooks, access to us on Wednesdays. You can do strategy calls. When we get back into live events, we'll be having live events. We'll have online events, but the secret sauce is being involved in the network. Okay. Well, I've been talking about this little bit of money. What's this little bit of money? Well, it really is apples and oranges. Uh, I don't know. I've all paid $4.97, $9.97, $49.97. Everything's got a 7 on it nowadays. It used to be 99s, and now they're 97s because somehow that triggers the brain that it's a better deal. But you can pay $4.97, $9.97, or $49.97 like I have, or you can just pay $3.65 a year, which is just $1 a day. I mean, dadgum, that's way less than you're spending on coffee, right? And you can get all the coaching resources you need to be the best you can be. And that's what it is to be in the network. It's $365 a year total, and you're done. You're going to get access to all the deep dives and all of our programming and access to coaching when you need it. I don't know. You tell me. You want to spend $4.97, $9.97, $49.97 for one program? If you do, you can send it to me. That's fine. If you want to pay $49.97 for the network, do it. I mean, we'll take it. We'll give some scholarships to other people that can't afford the 365. But anyways, 365, you're just $1 a day. You need to break that down on some, wow, there's no way I could afford that $49.97 thing. But because right now I can't afford 365. Well, if you need to break it down, how about 3 payments of 133? We'll work with you. We want to get you involved. We really care about your success. Or if that's too much, just hop on a $35 a month plan. Just hop in and get it done. You're going to have to go through deep dive to destiny first before we open up the everything else to you, because we want you to have that core knowledge. But we want to get in there and we want to work with you on your A to B for me strategy. And again, the whole process behind A to B is that success is very, very similar and foundational, just like the earth is. And that's why I call it strategy, because success comes in strata, just like the earth was formed. You got the crust, you got the different layers over time that built the firm foundations that we call earth, right? Same thing in success. There are strata. And the first strata are your thoughts. And we've talked about this all week. You got to get your thoughts right. If your thoughts aren't right, and that's where we're going to spend the biggest bulk of time is in the thoughts, because you got to get that right. If they're not right and you hop into action and action gets tough, and you don't have those, you haven't beat those eliminating the beliefs, those types of things that just beat you up, then you got to get rid of the limiting beliefs, and you do that through your thoughts. And once you get into action, and things come up, you're ready for those things. And it's going to take action to change those habits. And habits is really that black stumbling block that's going to keep you from going on up into your character and destiny. And until you get those habits changed, your life's not going to change. It's just not, because it's thought that lead to action, and actions lead to habit. And once you get your habits right, then that's going to develop your character. And your character is based on your core values and all those things. But your core values might not be able to work right if your habits are wrong. So we got a thoughts, action, habit, and character. And then once you get to character, that's what's going to take you right over to your destiny, because you're going to start attracting success, and everybody knows who you are, and you know who you are, and that's when you get closer to destiny. And again, we're not just talking about money here. We're talking about, yes, finances, but we're talking about career. We're talking about relationships. We're talking about family. We're talking about social. We're talking about mental. We're talking about physical. And yes, we're talking about spiritual as well. In all those areas, there's a destiny. We want to help you get there. So for more details, just reach out to us, a2b4me.com. Just go up there. You can see all the programs that we've got. Now, a lot of programs you can't see because they're in the network, so we keep those back. But again, Deep Dive Destiny is where you really need to start. But we just want you to keep moving in the direction of your dreams. And in closing, I want to uh, leave you with one last quote from Leonardo da Vinci. It's, I have been impressed with the urgency of doing. Knowing is not enough. We must apply. Being willing is not enough. We must do. So I hope you enjoyed and benefited from the 5 days of you. And I hope to see you doing in the network. Until we see you there, have a great week. Have a great rest of the year. And like I said, it just keep moving in the direction of your dreams. We'll talk to you later.